Denmark proposes a ban on selling cigarettes to people born after 2010.
You mean completely?
Completely. If you are born after 2010, you cannot.
They're banning cigarettes.
Wait, you said
like
Denmark?
It's illegal.
Denmark.
What about vapes?
Why you gotta start there? We just talk about cigarettes.
You know what? I don't know if this is like a bad or unpopular opinion or whatever, but I'm like, I think that's kind of good.
I think so too.
Because there's literally no health benefits to cigarettes, right?
Wait,
But the coolness you gain is through the roof.
Honestly, is that worth it though?
wait, before 2010? Because right now it makes sense because they're underage.
After 2010. After 2010.
Yeah, so if you can't sell cigarettes to people.
Exactly. So they're what, 12 years old right now? So they don't even know the difference anyway, and they haven't legally been able to buy it.
And then the old people will just age themselves out because they'll die, and then so pretty soon it'll be a smokeless country.
awesome.
And to answer your question, and nicotine products in general. So vapes that have nicotine products.
I think for our generation though, smoking was always like seen as the coolest fucking thing ever. Like as we grew up in like movies, film, TV, like that was just what we saw of.
Yeah.
Like that was pop culture. But nowadays, I don't think cigarettes is that prominent.
It's not. You go to a bar, you go to a club, and no one goes outside. I need a smoke break. Anymore. You know?
Well,
they might just
there
hit
are
their vape
vapes
inside of the
everywhere.
table. They might hit the vapes at the table, but no one's going outside to smoke cigarettes. You know?
Yeah, the smoker dude's no longer the coolest guy around.
He just smells like ass.
Yeah, he just stinks.
Yeah.
Because even with alcohol, right, it takes the edge off, chill out, you relax. Like there's some sort of like benefit. Like for cigarettes, I'm like, I don't know if there's like a.
There's a nicotine buzz.
There is a take the edge off from cigarettes a lot for people. Mostly people who have like relied on it. But like smoke breaks and stuff like that are usually like for friends that I have that have smoked cigarettes in the past. They're always just like, fucking need a cigarette. Oh god, you know what I mean? So.
You know what's weird about that though? It's because you're addicted to the poison. So then when you get the poison hit, and then it starts to release. So it's like, you know when you get
it is poison for sure.
You know when you get like a Thai massage, right? Like a Thai lady's beating the fuck out of your back, and in the moment you're like, ow, right? But then the feeling that you get after she removes the pain is then when you feel good. So it's that effect where, dude, it's crazy. I think I smoked for over 25 years.
When did you first start?
I started when I was like, what is it?
What?
5th grade, 6th grade. Well, 5th grade is.
You must have been so cool.
5th grade is when I tried.
Tell on you,
Coolest
bro.
6th grader around.
5th grade is when, you know, you get into your friends
Christian
like
school,
dad's
too.
cigarettes or whatever, and you guys pass around.
I think 5th grade is my
Right.
first puff as well, but I hate it.
First puff. And then cigarettes are one of those things though, like you have to try to get addicted.
Yes.
Because it's disgusting,
Yeah.
but you gotta keep fucking trying it.
Unless you chain smoke on ecstasy, I don't know how that feels.
That's different, dude. Like,
Menthol, baby.
Yeah, I heard, you know?
Newport's is amazing.
Newport menthols, where you gotta like crush the little. I don't know about this, but.
Marlboro Blacks all the way, bro.
dude, that's a savage.
Is that a thing?
It was the hardest thing for me to
They
quit.
have blacks?
You guys used to smoke?
I've done every single fucking drug in the world except for heroin. But it was the hardest thing to quit. To fucking quit, dude.
That's the hardest thing you've had to quit out of all of them?
Yeah, dude.
There's also such availability and convience with it, though.
And it's
I
a
would say your
slow-
body actually craves it though.
Totally.
Besides heroin, like if you're addicted to heroin, not like hopefully you haven't been addicted to heroin.
I never tried it, but I want to try.
Dude,
Yeah.
my body craves gum.
that your body actually craves it, you know. But like nicotine, your body.
Yeah.
And it's like this slow killer, right? Because you just don't. It's like easy to get. You can buy it. You can function clearly. Because like even an alcoholic, you gotta like get drunk or like you gotta, you know, it's
Carve some time out.
It's hard, right? Like you gotta set a day for it. Like even if you're a stoner or whatever, sometimes you're functional, but
Man, it
still
costs more.
you can basically the buzz or the feeling on cigarettes and off being sober. It's like it's so fucking subtle that you can't tell. It's like caffeine. Like when you're on a caffeine high, you're just like kind of methed out because you're talking so fast or talking a lot.
That's me, dude.
But it's still very close to being sober, so you can't tell. But then the crazy thing about how nicotine fucks with you is like I think till this day, I'm recovering from the years and decades of smoking, where like
Damn.
I can feel like, oh, this is how I'm supposed to feel when I run. This is how I'm supposed to feel when I wake up in the morning. My blood flow, everything. Like, it's fucking insane. And the anxiety and things that you have on cigarettes, it's mind-blowingly different. You're constantly nervous. It's like, you need cigarettes to just like feel
Chill.
It's weird, man.
Well, I hear big tobacco's really fucking like they're really dark, and the way they target their customers and consumers, they look at them like they're fucking scumbags. Like there was a big campaign that they had where they would only target gays, poor people, and like that was what they would target for ads. And a lot of times, I guess the people that they target are like, we don't really see that many cigarette ads anymore. Like not really. But the people that smoke, they're targeted way more in a lot more different ways, and they will really campaign to get those smokers to keep smoking. And it's like really scary, especially in the US, right? It's like there's almost like what Bart was saying, there's no benefit to smoking at all. But a lot of these lobbyists for big tobacco have worked their way to make it seem that all these other health issues are not big tobacco.
Not them, yeah.
It's not them. So, and we kind of think that way to the point where it's like, well, if you want to do it, go kill yourself. When in reality, it should be like, this should not be a thing at all because there's no benefit.
Didn't they buy up like when Juul came out? Didn't Big Tobacco buy? Yeah, they like bought out that company like majority anyway or
Was
something.
there like a huge lawsuit for that or something like that too though? Because like they got so many kids to like they were like marketing to.
They were
like,
marketing
kids
to
and stuff
teens, yeah.
I feel like eventually though, the whole thing will just get weeded out because even in cars, you don't really have a cigarette lighter anymore. You know, it's just like
That's so true.
like bars. A lot of them,
Shit.
most of them, you can't
Yeah.
smoke at a bar. You have to go outside, whereas before it was inside. So I just feel like it's just this gradual, decade by decade weeding out process.
Wow,
It's just not as cool anymore to do.
I remember Japan was like, you could smoke everywhere. Like there's restaurants, you're on the streets, whatever. And then they decided to go, okay, you can only smoke in designated areas, and almost over fucking night. Like a year after that, I went to Japan, and then like there's literally like next to the train station, there's a smoking section, and everyone just smokes there. And then nowhere in the streets are people smoking. In restaurants, there's gonna be smoke-free restaurants. And then they became like, there's full cities that are like, this is a smoke-free city. So in that whole entire city, you can't smoke.
I remember there's a smoking section on an airplane.
Or smoking airplanes in general, like every seat would have an ashtray. Yeah.
You know why they have an ashtray in the bathrooms? Is because when there are smokers that need to have a cigarette, they don't want them to cause a fire. So they're like, if you're gonna fucking do it anyway, then there's something they can.
Even though you're not supposed to, this is no smoking, but fuck it. Just
I feel like people would smell it though if you smoked in.
Did I tell you I almost got in federal trouble for smoking on a plane?
You were smoking on a plane?
So it was a weed vape, right? And like this was back when like weed vapes were like kind of new. So like no vapes were getting caught for anything. They weren't even talking about like, and also e-cigarettes. You know when they're talking about like smoking on a plane is not permitted, blah blah blah. And then they finally added that includes e-cigarettes, right? So anyways, I was on this flight to China, and I had done it a couple times. I'm not.
You're ballsy, bro.
I know it's fucked up. It's stupid. I've never done it ever since. But I would hit my vape at like in the bathroom at the airport real quick because it doesn't smell. The smoke goes way right away. You know, I'd like find random corners when you're traveling for like 15 hours in a day. You're just like tired, right? You step out when you're on layovers. You step out. You hit it real quick. Blah blah. It's in your bag. You can travel with it. It's all good. I got too brave one time. And I remember I was also hitting it on the back of the plane in the dark just one time. Worked. So once you do things, you get confident.
Yeah, you get cocky guy. Yeah.
Finally, I'm on this flight to China, right? And I'm like, fuck, dude, whatever. It's the longest flight. I go into the bathroom, and I'm like, all right, I get so cocky, I'm so dumb. I'm mid-shit while I'm doing this. You should never do it mid-shit. If you're gonna do anything like that, you should do it when you're done so you don't have anything else to worry about. I'm fucking hitting this thing, and I'm thinking I'm getting rid of the fumes, and then the fucking thing goes beep, 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 beep.
In the airplane?
In the airplane.
Oh my god.
And this is a federal offense, by the way, apparently. Anyways.
Chinese federal?
Yeah, and worse in China. Worse in China.
Were you going to China?
I was going to China,
Yeah, 'cause
right?
they treat weed like it's
really, really bad.
heroin or some shit.
Yeah, I didn't do this going to China. This is another country. It wasn't China. And so I have to I'm like wiping my ass as fast as possible, right, to get this thing out. And I already hear knocking on the door, and like this Chinese stewardess are like, hey, blah, 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 right, just saying shit in Chinese. This is my panic thinking. I literally, once I clear everything out and I'm like good to go, I open the door and my mind goes, I'm gonna yell first. So I start yelling at them. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys' alarm? right? Scared the shit out of me. I'm trying to take a shit and you guys' alarm's going off like crazy. What the fuck is going on, right?
You're a genius.
Reverse
And then
psychology.
both the guy, the main stewardess, and then the lady stewardess are looking, they're kind of confused, but they're trying to look around at evidence. They're like, you're smoking. I was like, do you fucking smell cigarette smoke? I'm taking a shit and your alarm's going off like, and they didn't know what to make of it.
Because they only smell shit.
Yeah, they don't smell shit. They're looking around.
What if they're like, his shit is so strong? Yeah. That fucking alarm.
I'm like, look, where my fucking cigarettes, right? Your fucking alarm's going off, just scared, give me a heart attack. And then I left. And then they're just like dumbfounded for a second, just like looking around, and I go back to my seat.
What in your head? What are you thinking?
Where did you put your e-cigarette?
It was like in one of my other pockets. But I was like, you see cigarettes? You see a lighter? Anything you smell? And I just yelled at them as fast as I could, and I walked away.
Dude, you got away
with it.
Got away with it.
Oh my god.
I would have been like, fucking lock me up.
That's smooth.
I'm
man.
going to jail, dude.
Hey,
If
that's
that's me.
pretty good, dude.
Oh my.
It was crazy.
That's pretty good.
That's the most deviant thing I've ever heard you say you did.
Gotcha.
But that's for a greater good, though. To not go to jail. Anthony Lee,
You don't want to go to jail in China, bro.
fuck that. You had to do that.
You're fucking jail-proof Anthony from now on.
Don't say that, dude. Knock on wood.